Hey guys, Curios here, the #1 virgin collector in North America. I've got a crazy farm for you today that's all about Brann XP and Curios. It's basically the Flickergate farm, but with one goal, maxing out Brann as soon as possible. If you want to level him faster than anyone else, you need to be doing this right now before Blizzard inevitably nerfs it. We're talking about 800,000 Brann XP per hour, all from one specific delve in Hollowfall and some RNG magic with Flickergates. I'll walk you through exactly how it works, the best spots, and the tricks to make it way faster than just running normal delves. At the moment, the best spot for this is in Hollowfall with the delve called Nightfall Sanctum under the variant Curios Assault. Specifically under this assault, guys, under this variant. Inside, you'll find these things called Flickergates. They're portals that can spawn in any delve, but they are completely RNG. So they won't always be there for you when you spawn in. With this method, depending on your luck, you can hit around 800,000 Brann XP per hour. For reference, I was pulling in about 200,000 XP in around 15 minutes without even min-maxing, and that wasn't even with great RNG. Now, if you want a deeper understanding and explanation of Flickergates and how they work, check out the description down below. I've got a full guide on them as well. These portals can also drop these items called Shrieking Quartz, which summon the new mini-boss and even can drop Curios for Brann. Important, guys, Flickergates are pure RNG. Sometimes you'll chain several in a row, other times you might run 5 to 10 delves without seeing one. That doesn't mean it's hotfixed. I know a lot of the comments want to be like hotfix. Every time it's RNG, right? The RNG is sometimes bad with these things. It doesn't mean that the method actually gets nerfed. I'll always pin in the comments if the method actually gets nerfed. So let's go over exactly how to do it and what to do. You're going to go over to the delve. You're going to right click the portal. You're going to pick either tier 8 or tier 11. We're going to do tier 11 in this case. Okay. Now, the best class to do this on is a stealth class or a class that can drop combat instantly. So like a mage that can invis, a rogue that can vanish, a night elf, a druid that can night elf. You're going to look over to the right behind the rock. You're going to look over to the left at the top, and you're going to look on the ship as you're running up. Then you're going to take the catapult. Okay, so as you're running up, you're going to look on the ship. You're going to look on these 3 spots, and you're going to turn around, look to the left, look to the right, and then behind you, look inside the room, right? Boom, there's a Flickergate right there. Now, 3 things can happen when you click this portal. You just loot it, it's fast and done, you leave the delve, right? Or Kai'Veza spawns, right? So in this case, we're going to loot it. We're going to right click the item. We looted everything. We got Brann XP as well. And the portal spawned, right? Now, when this portal spawns, guys, you get teleported inside a mini delve room. Now, keep in mind, you need rank 3 cloak to unlock this feature. You can do 2 things here. 3 things. You can either leave this part and not run it, or you can clear it through, right? Now, in this section of the delve, it's always going to give you 2 objectives. Either kill the bosses, right? Get them to 50% health, or clear a certain percentage of monsters. So for example, in this case, we're basically going to clear this entire delve by completing this objective. And then at the end, we're going to get a treasure chest that can also give Brann XP, right? So in this case, this chest actually gave me Brann XP as well. Now, you're going to have to decide whether or not it's worth clearing this, because this does take a long time to clear. Like, it takes 2 to 3 minutes sometimes, right? So it might actually be worth more to just completely not even do this and then just keep farming Flickergates, right? The other thing that can happen is that when you right-click a Flickergate, a mini clone of Kai'Veza can actually spawn. You're going to have to fully kill her in order to loot the items from the Flickergate itself when you do this. While you're farming, you could also actually loot Curios for Brann to upgrade his Curios. And you can loot these items called Shrieking Quartz, which are used to summon the mini-boss inside any delve. There are some other tips as well to speed this up. If you're not doing this on a stealth class, I recommend doing this on either a rogue, a mage, or a night elf character, so that way you can night elf monsters off of you, or invis, or vanish, or just stay in stealth. You're going to want to carry invis pots as well. This will help on non-stealth classes. So if you ever have to like run through mobs, you can just invis. Note that you can just run through even the puddles on the ground that spawn bombs on you, over your head, even when you're invis. You don't have to actually like avoid these. So like in this delve specifically, there are like these little purple lines As long as you're invis, you can just run straight through them. The other thing here as well is the mysterious satchels, or the mysterious curios, whatever they're called, those little satchels that contain loot inside delves. It's also worth looting those if they're nearby. You don't want to go out of your way to farm those, right? You just want to loot them if they're nearby. The other tip is if Kaiveza spawns while you've got mobs on you, kill her first, grab the loot, then either finish clearing the mobs or just die. It's faster to just die in this case, right? So for example, if you're going to loot a flicker gate and you have a ton of monsters on you and you just automatically loot that flicker gate and Kaiveza doesn't spawn, just die. It's faster to do that way and then leave the delve rather than to kill all the monsters and then right click leave the delve, right? This is the best delve that I've found, right? Like Nightfall Sanctum is still king for speed, but it's worth mixing in some other ones if Curion's Assault isn't active, if you want this variety specifically, right? So the other ones that I think that are good specifically is Fungal Folly. That's a pretty good one because that one has like a general overview of the entire delve itself as well to a certain degree, so you can kind of scout quickly if there are flicker gates up and then reset. This is by far the best one because you quite literally see the entire delve like 5 seconds, right? That's why it's so good. The other one is Side Street Sluice, right? So I like this one because it's small and it's fast, but you can't really see a general overview of the entire delve once you zone in. So this one you might have to run around a bit. But if this variant is not up, then, you know. So right here, for example, you see me stealth by and I completely ignore all these mobs. Boom, right click it, loot it, and I get the portal room. Now I can either clear this portal room or just leave the delve, right? And these are the Shrieking Quartz that I was talking about. Another thing worth mentioning, guys, is that you're going to actually earn quite a bit of undercoins doing this method. And if you choose to max out your brand doing this method, you're probably going to have like a pretty decent amount of undercoins that you can use to spend on the current rewards that are at the vendor. And also, if you're not doing the Hollowfall Sanctum delve and you're choosing to do Isle of Dorn, specifically any delve in Isle of Dorn or Fungal Folly, for example, because Fungal Folly is the second best method here, you can loot these items called Crackling Shards, which can be used. If you use 10 of them, you can make the mount called Alunira. So this could be 2 birds with 1 stone kind of thing that you're doing here if you're choosing to pick Fungal Folly, because anything you loot inside Isle of Dorn, and this includes delves, has a chance to spawn one of these Crackling Shards in your inventory. And you won't loot this item, it'll just pop up on your screen and in your bags whenever you actually loot a specific monster or chest or anything. So I'm pretty sure these can drop from flicker gates as well. It's not 1000% confirmed yet, but I'm almost positive that they can. And that's the full breakdown of the Brann XP with the flicker gate farm, guys. If you found this helpful, check out my other guides. I've got one that actually explains flicker gates in detail, plus tons of other tips ahead of patch 11.2. You can find everything on my channel, and I stream all of this live over on Twitch at twitch.tv/KillerKateTV. So stop by if you want to see the grind in action, especially starting next week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.